What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And can I just say, I am in a very happy mood today. UFC 316 just wrapped up, and Morab just dunked on Sean O'Malley, like I predicted, but honestly, he did it even better than I predicted. Miss Man also beat Juliana Pena, that kind of sucks, but I predicted it. But overall, I got a clean sweep on my predictions of the main card. As a matter of fact, I got pretty much every prediction right, except for Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. That was arguably a robbery, so that's the only pick I got wrong. And yeah, it was just a good card overall. Like, it was honestly a lot better than expected. It looked kind of mid, but we got some finishes. We got some good fights. Although I did miss two of the fights on the main card because at the bar I was, the fucking signal or whatever kept fucking cutting out or some shit like that. So I basically missed the entirety of Batista versus Patchy Mix, except for like most of the second round. And I pretty much missed Pyer versus Gastelum. Like, I literally changed bars with my friend. Like, we literally got in the car and went to a different bar. So I can't really comment too much on those fights. Here's basically what happened. Starting off with the main event, Morab Davalishvili just absolutely bullied Sean O'Malley. Now, I seriously can't believe the UFC tried to gaslight everyone into thinking that this fight would go any differently. Anyone with a brain knew how this fight was going to go. I mean, obviously, you couldn't have predicted the finish. I thought it was going to go to decision. But we all knew it was going to be a domination from Morab, unless O'Malley fluked it. That's the only reason you could have justified picking O'Malley. But yeah, people are going, oh, I thought O'Malley was locked in. He was locked in this whole time. It's just cope. Like, all bro did leading up to this fight was just stop jerking off. And people seriously thought that he was going to go out there and just magically sleep Morab. I mean, obviously not a lot of people thought that. Like, a lot, but there was enough people who thought that to where I can point it out that people actually thought he was going to win. But yeah, Morab goes out there, and honestly, this is probably the best he's ever looked. Like, I was a little worried in the first round because, like, the first half, Morab wasn't throwing much. He was kind of missing. O'Malley was kind of picking him apart a bit, and he wasn't shooting. Like, oh shit. And he was kind of overextending with his straight hook combo, and I thought as O'Malley steps off, this is going to be where he catches him with that right hand. But thankfully, that didn't happen. Eventually, he gets the takedown, gets on top, and starts landing ground and pound. And he was actually landing some pretty good shots. Like, it wasn't his typical pillow punches. He was actually landing some pretty decent shots. Like, he left some marks on O'Malley's face a little bit. And I thought, oh shit, Morab domination incoming. Round two was close. It was mostly on the feet. But Morab actually landed the bigger shots, which I definitely didn't see coming. Whereas O'Malley landed some good shots here and there. I thought, fuck, if Morab gets a little too trigger happy on the feet, this is going to be where O'Malley clips him. But again, thankfully that didn't happen. Morab didn't get his takedowns in that round, but he still managed to tire O'Malley out a little bit just by, grinding on him against the fence. Pause. And then round three, Morab shoots for a double leg, immediately gets it, dunks him on his head, beats him up for the whole round. O'Malley tries to get back up, he trips him down, and eventually works to get the north-south choke. Excellent performance. As far as what's next for Morab, I say fuck it, just do Sandhagen. Or maybe Pyer. Either way, I think he beats them both. Like, the only way I see Morab losing is if he gets old, or if someone just, like, chins him, or maybe Umar, if he gets better cardio, could potentially beat him in a rematch, as much as I hate to admit it. But yeah, as far as what's next for O'Malley, I don't know, maybe a Yarn rematch. If not, move to 145 and do an Aljo rematch. Or maybe you can do him versus Arnold Allen. Maybe you can do him versus Lerone Murphy. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? But yeah, the UFC seriously tried to give O'Malley an undeserved title shot and act like the last fight was some fluke. But no. Honestly, this whole fight was just a massive waste of time for O'Malley and for O'Malley fans and for the UFC. Morab went out there and beat him even worse than last time. And now O'Malley is coming off 2 back-to-back losses to Morab. So yeah, I think for the UFC's sake and for O'Malley's sake, they should have just left this one alone. They should have just let O'Malley forever live with the cope that, he was injured going into the last fight and that he hurt him in the final round. Because now there is no excuse. So yeah. O'Malley's hopes and dreams at bantamweight are over, so he may as well move up or just wait for Umar to become champion. Hope that fucking doesn't happen. If Umar becomes champ, good God. But I could honestly see that happening if he gets better cardio. Because Morab's getting up there in age. He's not going to be on top forever. And I know Volkanovski just turned back the clock, but that's because it's Volkanovski. And Diego Lopez isn't as good as some of these bantamweight contenders. I mean, he kind of just swings big, meaty hooks. And speaking of which, another fighter I won't think will break the 35 curse. I know we're getting off topic, but Pantoja, I could really see Pantoja losing to Kai Kara France just because he fucking eats punches with his chin and just moves forward. But yeah, Morab dominates O'Malley, gets the submission. His first finish in a while. Beautiful performance. He's the bantamweight GOAT. He's been since he beat Umar. And yeah, there's not much else to say. So yeah, moving on to the co-main event. In the co-main event, we had Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison, and Kayla Harrison won in the second round by a submission with what looks like a Kimura, or an American, I think it was a Kimura. And what an inspiring speech that Kayla Harrison gave in the post-fight interview. I almost said post-credit scene. Fuck, I've been watching too many Marvel movies. But yeah, just the speech where she talked about trans women and saying, "I'm not here to talk about my transition. I'm here to kick some ass." That was just such an inspiring speech. Even when Joe Rogan's like, "Good job," she's like, "Luck is for dudes." So yeah, just brilliant performance by Kayla Harrison. Having a penis is the best base for women's MMA. And now Amanda Nunes is coming back. Ugh. Why? Hopefully it's just a one and done. Hopefully she loses to Kayla Harrison and then just retires. Or even if she wins, hopefully can she just retire again? Like, please. Don't. Can it be just like the GSP Bisping situation where she retires and leaves? Like, please. I do not want to see more Amanda Nunes fights, because if she comes back, they're going to keep fucking putting her in main events. And if this fight between her and Kayla Harrison is a main event of a pay-per-view, oh my fucking god. I know we've been complaining a lot about the UFC recently, about how bad it's been, but one thing I will say is at least they haven't put a women's title fight as a main event since Nunes retired. That's the one thing you have to give the UFC, that they haven't put a women's fight as a pay-per-view main event. But if Nunes comes back and they do this fight, I have a really bad feeling that's going to be a main event of a pay-per-view, like maybe December. Good God, if they do that. I'm praying it's like the feature fight or co-main event of like the MSG card if they do Jones versus Aspinall, if that fight happens, but that's another issue. But yeah, brilliant work from Kayla Harrison. She really put trans women's rights on the map. You go, girl. I do stress girl in quotation marks. But yeah, just a post-fight interview where she's like, "All of you guys can accomplish your dreams," and some shit about how it's so hard being a single mom. So yeah, congratulations, Kayla Harrison. Juliana Pena, at least you're still hot. I can understand why Bedtime was simping for her hard. But yeah, Bedtime, she ain't gonna let you hit, little bro. But yeah, moving on to the rest of the card. Next in the feature fight, we had Salty Man Joe Pyer defeat Kelvin Gastelum. And I honestly can't say if this was a great fight or performance or not, because I missed half the fucking fight until the final round, because, you know, like I mentioned earlier, the fucking Foxtel or whatever at the bar I was at kept fucking crashing out, so we left, like, literally as this fight was cutting out, and then went to a new bar, and I only caught the last round. But yeah, decent win from Joe Pyer. I'm starting to think maybe he's not that good, but honestly, I don't know, because again, I didn't watch the entire fucking fight because the thing kept cutting out. But yeah, it is what it is. Next in the feature fight, well, no, not feature fight, the fourth fight on the card, sorry. We had Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix. And did people seriously think Patchy Mix was just going to come in here and dominate Mario Batista? I get that Batista's like not all that, but come on, people need to stop overrating these Bellator guys. Like, this is the best Bellator has to offer, and he looks so slow and sloppy on the feet. Like, he looked absolutely terrible. I get that Patchy Mix isn't a striker, but Jesus Christ, thought he'd have better striking than that. People are saying that in order to be a top-level MMA fighter now, you have to be well-rounded. Well, that's clearly not the case with these Bellator guys, because, like I said, his striking just looked absolutely awful. And honestly, once again, that's based on what I could see, because, again, the fight kept cutting out, so I missed, like, half the goddamn fight. I only saw, like, little bits of the first round, and then, like, most of the second round, and it just kept cutting out. But from what I saw, yeah, Mario Batista was just piecing him up. And honestly, some people were saying that Patchy Mix was robbed, which I doubt it. Maybe it's true. Honestly, again, I wouldn't know because I missed half the fucking fight. I'm so glad I decided to change bars. But yeah. Moving on to the main card opener, we had Kevin Holm versus Vicente Luque, and I wasn't actually confident in this pick. Like, I thought it was pretty 50-50. I could understand if you picked Luque, but Kevin Holm went out there and he actually looked good. Like, he actually looked kind of locked in, or maybe not locked in, but he looked like he actually cared about his career for once. And he called out Colby Covington at the end, and honestly, make that fight. If he beats Colby Covington, he might have his career back on track. And if not, Colby Covington can bounce back and get a win. But yeah, good submission by Kevin Holm. He was looking good in that fight. Maybe Luque just is kind of washed, because honestly, I don't think at this point Luque can beat anyone that has power, unless he just claps them early like he did with Themba Garimba. But yeah, looking at the rest of this card, I went pretty good on picks. Joshua Van destroyed Bruno Silva. I mean, I didn't watch most of that fight because I shut up to the bar like a bit as that fight was in the final round. But bedtime, he did not do better than Manel Cap. Like, come on. Manel Cap also got groin shotted like 50 times. Like, let's not just ignore that. Azamat Mirzakhanov got a first round TKO. Spivak lost against Cortez Acosta. It was kind of a robbery. So yeah, got that one wrong. Wang Kong won. And Quillen Sakil, the Redeemer, as we should call him. Shout out left lane. Yeah, he looked alright. He looked good in the first 2 rounds, but his striking defense, I'll be honest, it's a bit sus. Like, he was getting tagged a bit. He does kind of rely on tall man's defense, and he gassed out a bit, but he's young, so he'll learn, he'll get better. But overall, it was almost a clean sweep on picks. The only pick I got wrong was an arguable robbery. But yeah, honestly, I regret not betting money on this card. I really should have. But overall, it was actually a really good card. Like, it looked kind of mid, but the card was actually pretty fun. And the only fights that went to decision on the main card, I didn't even really watch. But yeah, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe. And yeah, like, comment, share the video, comment, fucking whatever, I don't know. And I'll see you guys whenever I feel like making a video. I might do a few post-card recaps now because we've actually got some good cards coming up now. So yeah, I'll see you guys whenever.